I'm Dr. Lazar, and today I'm answering the question I've gotten from a lot of people recently. That's one of the coolest things about this, and I take care of some really cool people, a lot of great friends, and people ask me questions, and if I know the answer, I'll tell them. If I don't, I'll look into it. But I kept getting a lot of questions about, hey, is this 5G stuff safe? I started looking into it. I hadn't thought of it myself. I was, I guess, busy and distracted like you are with other things, and I hadn't really looked into it. So I started looking into it, and admittedly, at first, I thought, I'm not too sure. With science, we're supposed to be objective, open-minded, try to prove or disprove premises based on, fact and what scientific data shows. But I looked at it at first and I thought, I'm not sure this is that big of a deal. Sometimes people make a big deal out of stuff. So I started looking into it. I started watching some pretty scholarly YouTube videos, and there was some stuff I heard in them, and I thought, I'm not sure. At first pass, second pass, I thought, I'm not sure if this needs my attention right now. And what really got my attention is when I went back to rewatch some of it, YouTube had pulled them, and they were pulled for violating YouTube and Google's policies. And that really got my attention. Now, I don't know how long. I was advised not to put 5G in the title of my video, or it could potentially get pulled. So I don't know how long this is going to stay on. I'm recording it April 22nd. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So that really got my attention. And I thought, why would Google or YouTube care about videos about people talking 5G and the harmful effects of it and how it's so much stronger and it's like hitting our body with microwaves and that stuff. And I don't have the answer to that. I don't know why Google cares. I don't know why, they own YouTube. So I don't know why, as a company, they care whether people are talking about 5G or not. But it's a little censored for my liking. It's a lot censored for my liking. And so, shame on them. I think we need to be able to, look, talk. I mean, if somebody doesn't like something or doesn't like the facts of something, they don't have to look at it. But for stuff to be that censored and pulled, not a fan. Anyway, I'm going to show you a few things that I recommend. I personally use, and I'll put a link in the comments of this. In fact, I'll do it right this second because I wrote up some things about the protective devices I'm going to talk about. I also did a webinar on stress, and one of the factors of stress that I talked about was this electromagnetic radiation that's bombarding our bodies. You wouldn't go, now it's not the same, but you wouldn't go, sit in an x-ray unit 24/7. Electromagnetic radiation is hitting us all the time, and it's from things like smart meters on our home. If you're in the United States, you likely have a smart meter on your home. And instead of the meter readers going hand by hand, house to house, now they have these smart meters that it's based on Wi-Fi and exposes us, anybody in that property, to electromagnetic radiation. It's a communicating device. Transmission towers, that can be that kind of shoots us with electromagnetic radiation. Any car that has a lane assist, where if you are going to get into the lane next to you, the light on your side camera turns on, that uses signals that are electromagnetic radiation, which you're being exposed to. If you have an electric vehicle, we happen to have one, it's even more. Your key fobs that communicate with your car, those are, those give off electromagnetic radiation. Wi-Fi, my goodness, Wi-Fi is huge. In our home, we have a Wi-Fi network, but we also have a security system that uses a separate Wi-Fi network. And I've counted 9 Wi-Fi signals coming through my house. In other words, if I turn on my phone or laptop and I search for a Wi-Fi network, 9 other networks from my neighbors are in my home. And Here's then there are things called geopathic zones. If you're on airplanes, I know we're not right this moment, but if you're on airplanes, that communication with the airplane and the earth and the satellites, the monitor that you're looking at right now is giving you electromagnetic radiation, your cell phone signal. So my point is not to cause concern as far as you should be scared. You just should protect yourself is the bottom line. So this is a Protect Pro cell, and we have all these on all of our smartphones. You peel this off, you put it on the back of your cell phone near the battery between the smartphone and the case. This will help protect you from the cell signal radiation. I have this on my phone. My wife does. My kids do. This is, and let me just tell you this. I'm not going to talk about stuff I don't personally use. I don't believe in that. So we personally use these. These are $99 retail. I'm going to give you a discount code through the end of April where you can save 20% on any of these products. This is called an SD5. This needs to go on your keychains, in your briefcase, in your purse, in your computer bag. This will protect a 30-foot sphere, 30-foot radius. The reason this is important is I'm going to show you what we have in our home and what we have in our office. So we're in our home, we're protected. If you're in our home or our office, you're protected. But we're not always home, we're not always at the office. We go to church, we go to the grocery store, we go to Starbucks, we go to a friend's house. And so this goes with us. It just goes right on our keychain. And the kids, because they don't have keys, this can go in my daughter's purse. It can go in the kids, if the kids have a bag that they take with them. Now, if we're together, it doesn't matter. One of these is fine because it covers a 30-foot sphere. So for the boys, I have 2 boys and a girl. For the boys, they're with us. So usually it's not as big of a deal, but they each have one. I believe these are $295. Again, anything that I'm going to talk about today, you'll have access to a discount code where you can save 20% for being a daily dose watcher. This is, there's an SD10 that is a mid-size. I didn't need an SD10 because that's for like a cubicle, a private office, a small apartment. We don't have a small apartment. My private office is covered by the SD50. So, but the SD10, that will cover a 60-foot sphere. I didn't need that. This is the SD50. I have one of these in my home. It's just sitting on top of a cabinet on our main floor. This covers a 300-foot sphere. So it covers, our whole house. This is an SD50. This retails at $595. Again, I'm going to give you a discount code for a 20-foot, 20% discount. This is in my home. This is also in my office, and it covers 300 feet, a sphere of 300 feet or 100 meters. So this will help protect against those signals. It's made in Germany. I've tested several devices. A good friend of mine who I trust tremendously had done even more testing on this than I did, and he's who introduced me to these. So anyway, I recommend these highly. I use them personally. If you're interested in the protection from Wi-Fi, from electromagnetic radiation from your computers, your smart TVs, you've got the SD50 for a large home, the SD10 for a smaller home, the SD5 for personal use to take with you on the go. I really feel a lot better having these in my computer bag when I'm on the airplane. I love Delta, but there's tons of radiation there. There's Wi-Fi in there. It's a closed, so this helps me and anybody within 30 feet of me. So you're welcome if you fly by me on the airplane. And then again, the Protect Pro cell is this, and it goes right inside your cell phone. So if you follow the link on there, the link I put is actually the landing page for the protective devices. We have other stuff for water in there too. The discount code I'm going to put in the comment now. You'll remember it because it's an easy word. It's just STRESS. That's the discount code. But that's only good till April 30th. So if you're interested, you'll also notice we are completely sold out of these, but you want to buy it before April 30th because the the discount is only good through April 30th. We have a bunch more on order that should be in by the end of the week. So order yours, even though it'll show that they're out of stock. You still want to order them because we'll know if we need to up our orders. Whitney, thanks for tuning in. Great to see you. And yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in. So protect yourself. Stephen Covey talks about our circle of concern, which is huge. If you attended my stress webinar, I talked about this there. There's our circle of concern, everything we're afraid of, the news, the coronavirus, the Wi-Fi signals, food that's not organic, pesticides. Oh my gosh, we have so many concerns. The next circle inside that is our circle of influence. There are things that we have influence over that might be able to sway one direction or another, but there's an even smaller circle called the circle of control. And we don't have control over most of the stuff we're worried about, but there are a few things we have control over. You don't have control, even if you don't use a cell phone. Most people, everybody I know except for one person, literally has a cell phone. So most people have a cell phone. But even if you don't, if you're watching this and you say, hey, I don't like the radiation up to my ear, I'm not going to use a cell phone. Great. Even if you don't have Wi-Fi in your home, great. You still have signals. You still go to work. You still go to the grocery store. You still go to church where they've got closed circuit stuff. They've got wireless stuff. They've got Wi-Fi. They've got cell signals. They've got boosters, cell boosters. And so you don't need to spend time in your circle of concern on that, or even your circle of influence. You can't go to all these places and say, do you know how harmful the electromagnetic radiation from your Wi-Fi signals are? Plus tell all the people in your office. We have 4 Wi-Fi networks that go through our office because of other tenants in our office suite. And so we can't control that, right? So, but within our circle of control, we can have these things that go with me to Starbucks, right? And so I'm protected. And we can have these things. We do have these things in our home and in our office. So this is within your circle of control. You can't control what's going on around you, but you can control whether you're protected from the electromagnetic radiation. So that's my absolute best for you today. Discount code is STRESS. You'll save 20% through April 30th. Just a way of, helping out, saying, hey, we believe in this. We've been selling them for a while. I want to make sure that you get something for being a watcher on Daily Dose. Thanks for tuning in. Questions, comments, I'll get to. Just leave them there. I'm Dr. Lazar. I'll be back tomorrow. Have your best day ever.